Yeah, thank you. But it's been crazy. I've been blown away by the response, and also to the like how well it's been perceived. And I thought it was going to take a while for it to catch on, but it's been doing really well. And also too, I know now that it's going to take on even better because Gov Spider's out of digital Siberia. He was MIA for a bit.
Breaking computer parts is not fun, guys. Having to replace said computer parts is even less fun.
Yeah. But now we got you back, and we're already kind of like cooking up a lot of good ideas. It's been good.
Well, Gov, replacing computer parts was my specialty. I was at tech for 12 years. So, yeah, unfortunately, you're probably way too far from my house.
Hey, I mean, it's fun when someone else has paid for the parts and you just get to install them. But when you break your own computer parts and have to look into your wallet and say, damn it, I didn't want to spend another $300 this month on, a new motherboard.
Okay, so Daniel's brought up something. He says, I have posted a comment regarding the censorship of cruel, violent pictures I have seen recently on Minds. Anybody want to touch on that? Ghost Fighters?
I am down. So I guess basically if it is illegal, it has to be marked. If it's illegal, it has to be deleted because it risks our existence on both app stores. Well, plus it's illegal, and it's not encrypted in the first place. So someone is possibly posting illegal, explicit content without it being marked in public space. And so we are required to remove that. It's also in the terms and services. That's why there's a report feature. Saw pics of people getting burned. They said. So wait, are you wondering about the censorship of removing these pictures? Or because I think, to be blunt, a picture of someone being burned severely may or may not be okay if it is marked explicit. I'm not completely sure. But yeah, there are certain cases that Minds legally has to remove CP, murder kind of things. I'm not sure what the exact extent is, except for that I am currently in the middle of a battle trying to make sure that a few hate accounts aren't deleted just because they're hate accounts. There shouldn't be many reasons for Minds to ever have to delete anything. And, if it is a good enough reason, I hope that we all know about it and we're all involved in understanding why it's being deleted. Because, yeah, we definitely want to be on top of things if it ever oversteps that boundary, I guess.
Yeah, I think transparency is key from the core developers on stuff like that. And this is also too, and I gotta get Bill back on, but maybe we should get clarity from him and just we've been busy, he's been busy, but we should just start getting better at just having short meetings with him, just so that there's like official viewpoint that's out there circulating within the community, because I know that's sometimes a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, I actually had to push him a little bit on that one. I remember once upon a time ago that there was an account that was posting a lot of porn, and maybe not even exactly porn, but a lot of nudity that could be construed as art, kind of gray area thing. And it was, I was under the impression that none of that could really exist, or we'd risk being removed from the App Store. So I was trying to clarify, what this was before the explicit option. And Bill had told me that it was okay to post those kind of things. They would be rejected from the boost, but that they weren't illegal, so they weren't going to do anything about them, kind of thing. Now, as of the last week or so, I noticed, I believe, John talking to a exhibitionist user about making sure to mark all of their content explicit, and it should be fine.
Yeah, I was And part of that, yeah, I know what you're talking about at that one. But so I think Daniels is talking about. So is there repercussions? Like, say, if they don't mark it explicit and it continues on, do you know if there's like a repercussion for that? Like, are they gonna take it off, or have they said anything about that? Do you know, Gov?
I don't think they've said anything. There have been posts in the past that have been deleted for being, way over the top. Definitely not the kind of thing you post on the internet. But yeah, I'm not sure. From what your last comment says, if it's the first thing you see on Minds and it's in that boosted slot, it probably shouldn't be there in the first place, and I would report it. But that means that someone had accepted it, so I'm not really sure at that point. That's a really interesting kind of discussion, though, because that's sort of somebody. There aren't very many people in charge of accepting boosts and just basically saying they're legal, they're allowed to be posted, they're not going to get us removed from the App Store or into legal trouble. But yeah, if you're seeing those in the boost, someone has selected that's okay enough. Eventually, from the way that things are going, I would assume that someday blocking that person will remove that content, but I am not entirely sure. From a perspective of ethics, I don't really know about blocking people and removing their boosts from the boost system, that entire thing that I always go into. But yeah, it'll definitely, the explicit thing is pretty new, so we'll have to see, which stances they take. I'm seeing if they're going to ban Akana for spamming the bug section constantly. We're going to see where they take their ground on these issues pretty shortly, though, I think.
Yeah. Tech Lords, you want us to chime in?
Yeah, well, I only had one bad experience so far. I'm not going to name any names, but profile pics really explicit from a member from Italy. I blocked that person right away because it's like it doesn't belong on Minds to, in my honest opinion. But I haven't seen any posts that relate to like graphic violence, like you see on that website, or what's the name, Leaked or whatever. I don't know. I haven't had that experience yet. Maybe it's because of who I choose to follow. I don't know. When I follow someone, I make sure that they're okay on their wall. I rarely subscribe to somebody who doesn't have anything on his wall, even if they subscribe to me. But if I look at their wall and I judge that it's decent, then I'll subscribe. So there's a blocking feature that people can use on mine. So use it if you need to, and report if you need to. So it will be handled accordingly. So that's my thought on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same thing with you, Tech Lords. I personally haven't had much run-ins with any problems on mine. I mean, the occasional, Gus Spider just kind of mentioned it, and same kind of issue with said person. I don't want to go into it, but I think what happened with the exhibitionists, and she really pushed the envelope with a new user, and it was with an active user, and I think within an hour or two, it really got like a lot of buzz, and then John was able to chime in and kind of like put out the fire, and I'm not too sure what the follow-up was with it, but that user, the new user's still on, so I'm guessing that the problem got resolved. But something like that is a good sign. I know too that they're busy, so it's hard to always get their attention. But I think if it gets to that critical level, anybody too watching this, don't be afraid to tag Satori D, Gov Spiders, any one of us tech lords, and we could usually help out in that way as far as highlighting said issue and maybe get the attention of someone official. But also too, I think it ultimately comes down to what you were saying, tech lords. It's we want a free place to express ourselves, but with that freedom comes responsibilities and our own personal responsibility of choosing who we follow and who's within our network. I like to kind of like add anybody who adds me, and there's only been I think twice where I had to unsubscribe to anybody. I've never blocked anybody, so I mean I've been, I guess, fortunate in that way. But Ghost Spiders, do you want to add anything else to that?
I mean, I guess as far as I'm concerned with all of that, and it kind of goes to what Tech Lord says, is like, if you don't really follow those people and you kind of monitor and manage who's in your circle, I guess, if you want to go by Google terms, you won't really encounter those kinds of things. But it's one of those things, as mine starts to get big, you'll have people that are just trying to dump content like that, or even make pages revolving around things like that. And, maybe that's not my thing. Maybe I think that the stuff, the sexual kind of things that these pages are interested in are kind of kiddie amateur stuff that why would you even make a page about it? But that's not really my place. And I say, do whatever the hell you want. I'm going to keep my minds how I'd like my mind. And as long as you're not breaking any rules, you're not harassing anyone directly, honestly, yeah, the documentation, that's the whole thing with a decentralized project like that, is the documentation is supposed to serve all of it. And, if there are any questions, it goes down to a yes or no. Is this legal? Is it not illegal? Can it be posted in this way? Can it not be? And then it's like, okay. Then it's also an example of kind of that internet freedom that you see someone posting the most extreme kind of thing that isn't illegal, and you say, well, at least that kind of expression is protected, even if I don't want it anywhere near me. At least those people are kind of safe or something, I guess.
Yeah, and Daniel's just said basic instinct attracts more people, violence and sex. Yeah, and that's kind of like that, what you were saying, that kiddish or kind of that surface level, kind of just getting someone's attention, which is something I think we as a Minds community, for majority of us, are kind of want to move past that. We want to get deeper into discussions and to have a collaborative way of going about things with like-minded people and working towards something positive. But at the same time, the internet freedom and freedom of expression, as long as it's not violated, like as long as like the harassment or pushing the edge on infringing on someone else's freedom of expressing themselves, then it's all kind of like fair game, and if it's legal as well. I think the issue comes is if they're like trying to spam your feed with that, or something like that. And that was kind of the issue with the exhibitionist. She was kind of putting it in a member's face, and then that's something where maybe the development team needs to get involved in. But as long as it doesn't like cross that line, then it should be there. And I think too, maybe I'm not too sure how this would play out, but something as far as the downvoting, as it kind of like counting against like what kind of, and I'm not too sure exactly how it would be implemented, but something about like calculating that into what kind of gets shown. You know what I mean? Like if it gets like a bunch of downvotes, maybe it should be like get buried down into the feed, or at least in I don't know something with the downvoting should maybe express people's reaction towards that kind of content.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many admins are working on Minds right now, but if they see something offensive, they have the power to delete the post. And if the member who keeps on posting these things sees this post deleted, 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 well, either there's two choices: either he leaves Minds or he changes his, his attitude or whatever, his posting. I mean, discretionary power on the part of the admin should be used. Just logic should be used all the time. And I'm pretty sure that whoever was named admin were chosen because the people who decided to name them admins really thought that these people could do a good job. So, I know that some of the stuff that was posted, I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of times I'll scroll pretty fast if I see something I don't like. Maybe there should be deletions happening more often on things like that, so to prevent any problems or anyone from leaving Minds because of such things. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, it's something too that I think we need to kind of keep on doing. That's kind of what I was getting to, is that maybe, and I'm not too sure exactly how this will work, and this is something that probably would need to be constantly self-corrected, but as far as the upvoting and downvoting should change the exposure of one's post. But there's also problems with that, as well as, there's people that just farm points, and this has been recently with my page, where they just up and down vote just to up and down vote. So how do we factor in that? Ghost Spiders?
Yeah, let me break something for a minute, because I'm trying to avoid this, because Anonymity and I were talking about something this morning that we thought was fixed, but it's not. And I was telling you in the bug group, we were breaking a post out of protest. We posted a post, and using a method, it's got 170 likes on it out of nowhere. So you just kind of think about ways to manipulate. If you were to have a system that posts with more upvotes, which will be trending will happen and will include that, but it'll be based on upvotes over a period of time versus possibly downvotes. I don't know. But the other thing is that downvotes can be targeted. Maybe someone logs into 15 of their accounts and downvotes your post right away to make sure it doesn't get seen, kind of thing. That could be a little painful. There are always these really good methods that could fix things, but then they're also very exploitable for the people that can't handle it.
Yeah. And actually, I just thought of something right now. So these will be different filters, right? Trending, the normal feed or whatever. But maybe that you give the option to the channel to set a default for their filter. So say you really care about seeing the better of content, so then you'll set your default to say the trending, and then maybe even there's a parameter, and that is kind of known that if some posts gets 10 downvotes, you don't want to bother with it. But it's up to you to kind of set your default and to kind of tailor-made how you want your feed. I think that's something more to an individual basis. I could see maybe evolving that way instead of making a blanket thing for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had another suggestion as well. Again, I'm not going to name anyone, but some people are really flooding, the news feed, post after post after post. I mean, there's a member in particular. I mean, I've seen up to 12 posts in a row. We should have a timer between posts, 60 seconds or something like that. Or else, I mean, they just flood the feed, and you have to scroll down before you you see something else, from somebody else. So that's another. Was that ever discussed with Bill, Gov?
That might actually be me, and with the walls of posts, because I do that a lot when I get in. I have a minute to go through and I just watched all the news that I wanted to watch, and I have all my links open and I want to start posting them. But aside from that, what I want to do for that to prevent myself from doing that kind of thing, I don't know if you've used Tumblr. They have a queue, and in the queue you can set up posts for later. And they're all scheduled posts. So maybe, that person has 12 posts that they want to post right now. And they can separate them so that they automatically post every hour throughout the day while they're maybe at work or something. And it'll spread your posts throughout the day so you can get it to a wider audience.
Yeah, that's actually a really good feature.
Well, actually, Gov, I've never seen you post more than one post at a time. Maybe I'm not on mine at the correct time, but I was referring to somebody else, somebody who has over 40,000 feeds. But sometimes, we should also put a limit to the size of the text. I mean, I've seen some posts. It's like reading a friggin' book, I don't know, but you scroll, and the wheel on my mouse is smoking.
It's even an image sometimes, just like the tallest image I've ever seen. And I just have to wonder, did you do that intentionally so that nobody can happen to avoid seeing your post?
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I mean, there is, and I don't know what would be the correct way to kind of implement this, but yeah,
I would put a 60-second timer between posts.
Okay.
That you should discuss that with Gov. You should discuss that with Bill and Mark, because I mean, sometimes it's a pain because the guy, he posts nice stuff, but I'm more interested in news and whatever. Maybe you should have a talk with Bill and Mark about this, and let me know what gives.
Honestly, though, I really like the idea of that could go for everything. If you're just sitting there subscribing or unsubscribing to people over and over because people point farm, if you're commenting over and over, if you're liking, well, maybe not liking over and over, that could be an iffy one. But yeah, if you're commenting or making a bunch of posts, if you make 3 in a row within the same minute, there should probably be a 60-second cooldown or something before you can do another action, because you're doing things too quickly. Maybe that number could kind of be adjusted. But yeah, there's definitely that thing where I've even said before that there are definitely people that could just sit there with an auto clicker on the PC and get as many points as they wanted overnight. There should be some sort of restriction.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Okay, so let's start wrapping things up. I got some stuff to do tonight. But any last things anybody want to bring up? I think we did a lot of good stuff here so far. Starting with Tech Lords.
All right. So I guess I don't really have anything else to add other than you guys are doing a terrific job on Minds, and I really appreciate everything you do for the community. So thank you very much to both of you.
Yeah, I feel the same way about you too, Tech Lords. And that's the biggest thing about Minds, and I think it helps. I know for me personally, to have these great feedback loops with people, and it really helps me. You getting me in contact with Crypto Hustle. That was a great kind of relationship and connection that I'm starting up with, and then now kind of springing on to another show, which has been great. Now, Ghost Spider, is there anything else you want to bring up as we wrap things up?
Sorry, I thought I turned on my mic. But yeah, thanks for that, Tech Lords. I feel the same way about all of the core members on Minds. Everyone's doing their part. It's kind of what Satori said, those feedback loops, we're all just building off of each other. Every little piece of anything, any nugget of any words of encouragement, they help everyone. They help us all get the thing that we aren't prepared to do. It makes us get it done, kind of thing, that we all push and strive to be on that next level. But this messenger improvement is going to be huge. Being able to, stay in touch with people better. I'm really going to try and, actually do that and keep in touch with everyone every day. Try and see what's up, see what everyone's doing, see what they want to get involved in, what they need help with, kind of thing. Like, we can all kind of reach out to each other a lot more and get a lot more things done.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really big too for the Minds panel show. I mean, it's already been good, but I think this will help facilitate things easier. And I think too, to do these kind of like be more flexible and be able to do something like this, where we said, oh, there's something new happening right now. Let's get people together, whoever's on, and let's talk about it. Because I know Ghost Spiders, that's kind of something that you kind of wanted when we first were brainstorming ideas, is kind of have like this little news center, right, of minds, and like whatever's happening right now, let's jump on it and get it out there. Especially in this age of information and information overload, it's kind of like you need to get stuff out there, and everything's changing so rapidly.
Well, guys, it was a really good show tonight. Thank you both for your awesome work on Minds, and hopefully we'll get together again very soon on a different topic, maybe.
Yeah.
So have a great evening, guys.
You too, and we'll keep in touch on Messenger.
We will.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Gav.
Later, Tech Lords.
So, okay, well, that's good to leave it right there.
Good stuff, yeah.